The 2022 Classic Tetris World Championships details have been announced. Unlike the previous 2 years, which were held online due to the pandemic, the tournament is finally returning to being held live in Portland, Oregon for the first time since 2019. And if you're someone who participated in previous years online, but you're not sure you're able to participate this year due to travel costs, there may be a way for you to still get there due to a new player funding initiative. At the end of this video, I'll have details on how you can sign up. But first, let's go over the details of the tournament this year that Vince recently posted, because there's a lot. The tournament is once again being held at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo from Friday, October 14th to Sunday, October 16th. Unlike 2019 though, where it was held within an enclosed room, the tournament will be moving back to the main convention hall, the same place where many of the scene's most iconic moments happened. This is good for multiple reasons. The room in 2019 got filled to the brim, and towards the end people weren't even able to make it in. In the main convention hall, with the games projected on a high screen up on a wall, people will be able to watch the games from very far away within the hall, so space for viewing won't be as much of an issue. Also, for, COVID reasons, it helps for people to just have a little bit more room to spread out. Speaking of COVID things, PRGE is not going to require masks or vaccination status for entry, but of course you can always wear a mask if you want to. So this is a picture of the full setup from the main hall in 2018. In 2022, it's going to be much bigger, because all of the qualifying is again going to happen in person. There's planned to be more than 50 Tetris stations to qualify on, along with potentially an opportunity for a free pass to the expo if you bring your own CRT. All of Friday will be reserved for qualifying, and this is likely to be either one 90-minute station rental or two 1-hour station rentals that are flexible. There will be no stations for open qualifying attempts with a line, which I think is 100% the right move. The line was already getting too long in 2019, and if you're on the bubble of qualifying or trying to improve your seed, that means you're stuck standing in line all day rather than getting to enjoy the rest of the event or the convention. The qualifying seeds will be determined, as always, first by number of max outs and next by the highest kicker. Some people might advocate it's time to uncap the score for quals because rolling has made super high scores in qualifying a better reflection of skill now, rather than just getting lucky with a high Tetris rate before level 29. However, uncapping the score would add an extra layer of difficulty for the organizers, because they'd either have to make dozens of custom modded carts or wrangle dozens of game genies, which are notoriously troublesome to deal with. So it's understandable if it remains a max out derby for this year. As far as controllers go, you should probably bring your own regardless, because you're going to be the most comfortable on it, but you will need to bring your own if you're playing with Goofyfoot, although Vince said that Steve DeLuca may be selling some at the event. Saturday will be the start of the bracket stage, and tentatively include qualifying sessions for any players who weren't able to make it in to qualify on Friday. The ultimate size of the bracket will depend on how much time there is. Vince hopes to have a 48-person gold bracket and a 32-person silver bracket, which means that up to 80 people would get to play matches. But the silver bracket could end up entirely nixed if too many people have to qualify on Saturday. So if you want more people to get to play, plan to be there by Friday to qualify, if at all possible. The early rounds will be best of 3, same as they were at the live CTWCs in the past, and the bracket will continue into Sunday, with the finals planned to end around 5 to 6 p.m., followed by an after party. So if you don't want to miss the ending and festivities, which if you're going all the way out there, you really don't, make sure you plan to be there all of Sunday. There are also currently no plans to have a line cap or score cap or any kind of limitation of that nature this year. However, like previous live CTWCs, Mulligans of nearly any kind are going to be strictly prohibited for time considerations. Next year, a cap of some sort is definitely going to be needed, but for this year, I think culling the Mulligans is probably going to be adequate. As for side events, there's going to be a live Tetris Effect Connected tournament on Friday, given that Enhance is one of the tournament's biggest sponsors, and other side events such as a speedrun, known Xbox, Mind Meld, etc. haven't been confirmed yet and may only happen if there's time. If they do happen, there will be online quals for them. And finally, the winners of official CTWC qualifier events, in addition to the prize money they want to be able to put towards a trip to Portland, will also receive free admission to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo and to the CTWC. However, if you are one of the top players in the world and you didn't win a CTWC qualifying event, or you did but it wasn't enough money, and the lack of funds is the main thing preventing you from going to the Classic Tetris World Championship, well, there's some good news. Several anonymous donors have stepped forward offering to help fund some players to get to Portland. In order to disperse these funds as fairly as possible, Vince has partnered with Fireworks, the guy who made the amazing CTM website and runs the YouTube channel Justice Journey, in order to create an application process for people to apply for funding, and then there will be a website with selected applicants that donors can choose to privately fund. So in order to apply, you'll need to fill out the form that I linked in the description. You need to be at least 13 to fill it out, if not, have a parent do it. You'll need to provide your name, Discord name, and optionally a Twitch name, then give your best estimate of how much you'll need, along with a private explanation of your situation. It won't be shared with anyone else other other than the people processing the applications, and they'll use the info to figure out how best to help you. You'll also need to rate how likely it'll be for you to attend if you could get the money, along with a list of your best Tetris achievements, basically why you deserve to go. After that, you'll just need to provide a PayPal email and agree to refund any money received if you don't end up attending, and you're good to go. It's important to emphasize that this program is intended for players that can realistically make the brackets. It's hard to estimate exactly what the cutoff will be, with potentially up to 80 seeds in the strongest field ever, but a baseline estimate would be, can you consistently get at least one max out in a 90-minute qual period? If so, consider applying. But the deadline is by the end of day August 19th, which means even if you're watching this video right as it comes out, you have barely more than a day to apply. So literally pause this video and do it right now, don't procrastinate. If you are someone who wants to donate to some of the players, the website for donating will be live soon, and there will be a charity live stream on the Classic Tetris Twitch channel on Saturday, September 3rd at 1800 UTC. And even if you are not a realistic contender for the CTWC brackets this year, there still could be opportunities to play in a live tournament through local events in your area. These events typically have much lower cutoffs and are a great way to experience what it's like to compete. The best way to keep up to date on live CTWC qualifier events is through their Discord server, which I'll link in the description, along with a document made by Chris Forrest that has a schedule of all the known upcoming events this year. So there's just 2 months left until a live CTWC again. If you're going, I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.